Hey guys, what's going on? It's me, Anime Gang Freak 89, and here to give you guys my very first impressions on Toriko slash a little review of Toriko Part 1 DVD set. Now, is this series truly worth one of the best from Toei Animation for the same people who brought you Dragon Ball and One Piece? Or is it just something that they really should have never ever created and just should have been sent to like the pile of worst anime idea ever? Well, let's find out. So let's dig on into this delicious, nutritious anime. And be warned, if you do not have food during this anime, you will starve to death. So let's just get on with this review. Now, the first things first, what do I think of Toriko before I get into, well, part 1 in general, like with the dubbing and blah blah blah, whatever. Before I get into that, what is Toriko truly worth it? Is Toriko truly worth being one of the top shonen animes and also manga? Because yes, I've been also reading the manga as well to kind of catch up to current events. I'm pretty much sort of almost there to catching up to what's going on. Sort of, I'm getting there. It's just time consuming. I'm trying to read. I mean, it's not that long. Like, there's not too many chapters in Toriko, so I'm trying to catch up with that as well. But the anime, I'm kind of catching up faster with the episodes, and not to mention, both at the same time. So it's like neck and neck. So yeah. So when it comes to this series, is this truly worth a shonen series? Is this worth it? Is this worth everything that a shonen anime is made out of? Yes. Yes, it is. At first, I was against this anime. I thought this anime was just retarded. I was biased as all hell towards this. I thought it was just like a really retarded idea. And I mean, and also when I saw the One Piece crossover, I thought it was okay when I first saw it. I was like, alright. I do kind of miss the whole Dragon Ball crossover with One Piece. It was pretty much like the best combination. I'm like, alright, whatever. And now I can see why they actually combined this series with One Piece crossovers. Now I completely understand, and also it makes sense. Because, for a little fun fact here, the creator of Toriko, which I forget, comment section down below, people, to correct me on that, because I don't have time to look at Wiki, or you know what, screw it. Maybe I'll do it real quick before I get late. Matahashi Shukobaburo. I'm sorry, I can't pronounce that, but I'll try again. Mitsuhoshi Shumabakuro. Mitsuhoshi Shumabakuro. Say that 10 times fast. Mitsuhoshi Shukumaburo. I apologize if I'm pronouncing his name wrong, but it's hard for me to pronounce it. I mean, I know someone's going to say, no, it's that, you stupid weeaboo baka. Like, I know a lot of people are going to be anal about that. I'm sorry. Sometimes I can't pronounce Japanese names that much, but whatever. So whatever, fuck it. I don't give a shit. Anyways, I don't hear. So haters, cry on her day. Anyways, so the creator of Toriko and Ichiro Oda, the creator of One Piece, are actually very close friends. They've been best friends ever since high school. They've been growing up together. So yeah, so it's a little fun fact. So that's why they kind of have similarities, because One Piece, if you think about it, One Piece and Toriko have different similarities. Let's think about it. One Piece has this big, gigantic world. There's the Grand Line and the New World. And the New World is pretty much huge, right? Well, I don't think it's going to be as huge as the Grand Line was, but it's a little bit closer to that, because it's pretty much guarded by the 4 Emperors of the Sea and their territory. And then in Toriko, we got the Gourmet World, which is this big, ginormous world with all these chefs, these fucking grandmas and grandpas whooping people's asses. And you got these knocking masters, you got the Gourmet Corps. You got all these incredible, powerful motherfuckers that are out there who want to destroy shit. Now, unlike with Fairy Tail, where Natsu doesn't really have a goal, where he kind of does but doesn't really bring it up, is finding his father. Toriko also has a goal. Toriko has a goal. Yeah, actually, Toriko does have a goal. In fact, his entire group of these 4 Heavenly Kings had their own special goal, which are these special what are they called again? There we go. Pretty much, each of them have their own goals by having to create their own ultimate dinner course. And they have to get all these special ingredients and all these ingredients to make their separate meals. You got the appetizers, the main course, and dessert, which all of them have. Sunny's pretty much kind of almost there already, which is one of the Heavenly Kings, which I'm going to get to pretty soon. So yeah, I'm gonna get to the characters pretty soon. Don't worry about that. And they all have their each course. Toriko unfortunately still has some ways to go, but he will create the ultimate dinner course that will annihilate all three of them that are gonna have them as well. The other three members. So yeah. So with that being said, they're pretty much creating this ultimate dinner course, and they want to get all these ingredients to create the ultimate dinner course. Like, it's pretty much One Piece. You know how like One Piece, they're the pirates chase after one treasure, and that's the One Piece, going towards the new world. While in this, it's pretty much the same thing. You got the gourmet world, which they have to find the ultimate ingredient. You got God, the super ingredient, and you got all this other shit. Like, you have all these like crazy creatures. You got all these creatures. This shit kind of reminds me of Pokemon. It kind of reminds me of Pokemon, where there's all these different types of creatures. Yeah, they're basically just based on regular animals as well. But it's kind of like Pokemon, how they're kind of fused with like different types of animals and whatnot. Also, kind of like Digimon, also kind of. And they're all these different capture levels. Like they're capture levels of like up to, I don't know, freaking 100 and something, or even more, even beyond. There can be capture levels of like over 9,000 for all we know, but it's crazy. There's more creatures to discover that's based on part, like whatever Toriko kills and defeats, he makes food out of them. Whatever type of ingredient of food that they have in their system to make a tasty meal, that's what Toriko goes after. He uses the fork, flying fork, flying knife, leg, knife kick, all these crazy techniques that he knows. Like, he uses the gourmet cells. And then you got the gourmet cells, which each of them have, which has their own special abilities. I'm going to explain the characters, along the way. But I'm also explaining more about the plot. You got this adventurous plot where it's kind of like One Piece, how they're all going on these different adventures to capture all these creatures and pretty much get all these recipes for their full course menu, and also to defeat the evil gourmet corp who wants to take their dream away by, competing against them. That's why later on in this latest arc of the manga, you got like all these chefs and these grandmas and shit. Like, even when you got old people as strong as fuck, this shit's really good. So again, this shit is off the chain, man. It goes hard. The characters, and you got this battle wolf, which is this creature that Toriko gets in the beginning, that travels along with them. The only thing that I will say about Toriko, the most annoying character on there would have to be Koimatsu. Don't get me wrong, he does have a brave sensitivity, and he kind of reminds me a little bit of Simon from Gurren Lagann, but at the same time, unlike Simon, sometimes he just whines a little bit way too much. Like, everything about him, he either shits himself or his balls get... Yeah, he even mentions, like, oh, my balls are sweaty. It's like, what the hell? So, oh my god. Yeah, so, again, it's just him. It's like, it's just like, what's his face, said, damn. Bushido said, he's like, man, just stop whining, man. God, slap the shit out of him, bitch. Like, calm your ass down. You're with Toriko, the four heavenly kings, and the other people. Calm down. Your ass is safe. And, I really hate, like, oh, my fucking knife broken shit. It's like, oh my god, man. Oh, this motherfucker. And then we do have the sense of the anime version where we have Tina, which is like a reporter. Now, Tina is not in the manga at all. She's just there in the anime, I guess, for reasons, to kind of make it more kid-friendly, I guess. Kind of make it one of those, like, Saturday morning cartoons, I guess. And you know what? That's what Toriko reminds me of. In some cases, it does remind me a little... The anime... I mean, not the manga, but the anime version does kind of remind me of, like, one of those, like, Saturday morning cartoons that you would, like, watch. The only difference is that, unlike Fairy Tail, where it's just, like, friendship, this actually does get deep, and it does get serious, especially when it comes to character development between the chefs and the Heavenly Kings and whatnot. And so, yeah, there's a ton of stuff here. Now, besides that, let's just get to the main thing here, which is the characters that actually make the series. We got our main hero here, Toriko, which has, he's pretty much the glutton of the actual, of the crew of the whole, one of the one of the Heavenly Kings. And he pretty much has, like, these gourmet cell power moves, which are called fork and knife, and he uses those as his dinner, where he goes like this, and then, like, there's one episode where he slices this fucking alligator, or and Ferrarigator, I think it's called, a Ferrarigator, and he's like just whooping his ass, just like slicing the shit. Also, he puts all that shit to good use. There's this one fight where he's fighting Tommy Rod or something, but that's later on. That won't be until the third part release, by the way. Not only that, but where he's fighting this president, see a big giant leg knife. It's crazy, man. It's crazy. This dude, he can eat all day and he can fight all day. That is a true beast. He's pretty much like Tarzan, Kenshiro, and maybe Goku, I guess. It's like Kenshiro, Tarzan, and Goku had this huge-ass orgy and just made Toriko, pretty much. That's what I gotta say on that. So it's like Tarzan, Kenshiro, maybe JoJo, yeah, I guess maybe JoJo too, and Goku. So those are my heroes that have this, like, big, incredible, I don't want to say gay orgy, but fuck it, I am, and just made this character. Yeah. So, I know I'm going to get a lot of fucking retarded hate for that in comments. But, yeah. So his powers are pretty much incredible. And not to mention, when he goes into his full power, his whole demon mode, he turns into, like, this ultimate demon, like, with red devil horns and shit, like, monster skulls, like, Rrr! And it's like this big-ass demon spirit. It's like, oh, shit! You know shit gets crazy when he has that demon aura, and not to mention where it comes out, part of his power. It's pretty damn awesome, pretty damn cool. Next we got Coco, which is a poison user, and his powers are pretty much everything that's poison. Everything he uses of his power is poison. He has like a poison bullets, where he has like a cannon that's made out of poison, like shooting out poison bullets and shit. He also has like a poison sword. He has a poison sword as well. Like, he can make his whole body into poison. Anything he touches becomes a toxic poison. So his ability is actually pretty good. And his demon is pretty crazy. Like, I've seen the crazy shit he can do when he goes full demon mode. It is nuts, man. It is nuts. Grant, he does look a little bit, I know a lot of fangirls are also out there, there's a lot of fangirls when it comes to freaking Coco, especially his looks. I mean, I was surprised not with Sunny, but then again, Sunny's too girly, manly, whatever. So sparkly. But thank God not like Twilight. Not Twilight Sparkle. Twilight from that crappy drama vampire bullshit. Anyways, next we got Sunny, which is pretty much like the pretty boy of the group, where his demon powers have like this like dreads of hair, and like it can pretty much do anything. It can like create like an ultimate like beam of energy that he can use from his hair threads, and he can also sense like touch, taste, and smell with the thread of the hair, so we can sense about any part, any of the four senses. He can use that to sense as well. He can also create barriers of shields with the hair. He also has this move called Spatula, which is like beams of energy spatula things that come out and just destroy people. And his full demon has like, it's like a hair tana thing or something like that, where his whole body is covered in this gigantic monstrous hair. It's like, that's going to be in the next part, by the way, but in part 2, which actually part 2 is already out when I'm making this video. It's already out. I'm definitely going to order that, later on, because this is totally worth it. And then finally we got Zebra, which won't be introduced till the second season. Maybe Funimation will get a hold of that, I hope, because this series does deserve it. And maybe Fairy Tail. All we need is just Fairy Tail. Come on, Funimation. Come on, Funimation. We need Fairy Tail Season 2 and we'll be set. Anyways, yeah, so Zebra. Now, I'll still introduce him even though he's not in this set or whatever, blah, blah, blah. Zebra is pretty much, his ability is all sound, and this motherfucker is creepy, and he is terrifying. He makes Kampachi look like a bitch, man. Like, he's got this, like, nasty-ass jaw, like, deformed, it's creepy with his fangs and shit. And then we got, like, all these scratches around him. Like, he looks like a psychotic motherfucker who, like, broke out of prison. Speaking of which, in the beginning, the reason why you don't see Zebra is because he's in Gourmet Prison. And Gourmet Prison is pretty much to keep all the dangerous, like, fugitives in that particular prison. But that's later on, like, in the series as well, when they release Zebra and get him as part of the crew. I already explained Komatsu, the battle with... Oh, I forgot to mention Kanin. Not Kanin from that freaking Naruto. I'm talking about Kanin as, whatchamacallit, Sunny's sister. Now, I didn't think that one of the Heavenly Kings actually have a sister sibling. That's pretty crazy. So, I mean, it's too bad that she's definitely not a demon herself. That would have been pretty cool. Like, I really wish she had, like, demonic powers. That would have been cool. But her ability, she has, like, these guns that have, like, battle fragments. Now, battle fragments is pretty much something... It's pretty much like I guess it's like catnip, you can call it, kind of like more for like, but only like to make you battle more. It's like a drug to like pretty much like immunity for you to go crazy and go like and go like all violent and shit. It's like a drug to pretty much make you violent. I guess it's also used for animals as well. I think they also use some of this stuff in real life too, like for animals to go crazy and whatnot. It's like this dangerous ass drug, and it's really meant more for animals or the creatures they find for food, the battle level creatures. But you can also use it when Toriko uses it. He just goes ape shit, man. It's crazy, son. The fights in this are even nuts, man. Toriko versus Tommy Rod. You got the other Heavenly Kings, you know, with their battles as well. Oh my god, man. It is just some crazy shit, man. Crazy shit. Are there any negatives to this? Well, okay, when it comes to the anime, when it comes to the dubbing in particular, the only thing I have a problem with is the whole food pun things. They do throw in a little bit of food puns here and there when it comes to the anime. In the manga, I don't think not that much. It's more basically more serious dialogue. Pretty much, yeah. I compare both Japanese and English, and they both have that similar food pun related thing, pretty much script in their dubbing in the sub Japanese version. Um, Speaking of which, dub versus sub, I will say dub wins overall over sub. I just really got attached to the dub characters a lot more because they played their roles perfectly. I found nothing wrong. Toriko's voice, I kind of know him from some animes, not too much. He's just little known. He's pretty much brand new. He was in Black Butler as that dude, the blonde, the one that pretty much cooks and uses that chainsaw. You know, the flamethrower. He uses the flamethrower. He was also recently in Shakugan no Shana Season 2. He's in little bits of things. He's also, I think, in some other animes as well, but I can't put my finger. Maybe Brotherhood. I'm thinking also Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood. I think he's in it too. I'm not so sure, but whatever. Comment me in the comment section below what other animes he's in. Kometsu, I think I know he also does Yuji Sakai, also in Shana as well, if I'm not mistaken. I think he sounds like him, kind of the new Yuji, not the one from the Ocean dub. I don't know. I'm not too familiar with his voice acting. I think he's pretty much a brand new voice actor they got from Funimation. So yeah, okay, it's pretty good. It matches up. I mean, I like it better because it sounds too childish in the Japanese version, kind of like Naruto, sort of, kind of, a little bit. It kind of sounds almost like Naruto. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised they're the same voice actors. The voice actor for Sunny, I do not know who he is. I kind of heard him in a couple of animes. Not too familiar with his work, so again, let me know who this voice actor is. I don't remember too much. I know Coco, I think I've heard him in a couple of dubs. I think. Again, I mean, it's pretty good that Funimation is using some brand new voice actors in the works because, let's be honest, if you keep reusing the same old voice actors, it's going to be like, okay, like, can we just hear someone besides, Laura Bailey, besides fucking Chris Sabat, or Todd Abercorn, or freaking, God, even Johnny Young Bosch, for fuck's sake, man, so... Yeah, so even Johnny on Boss, I mean, any one of those overused voice actors, I mean, they're great voice actors, don't get me wrong, but, it's about time we switched up with some new generation of voice actors for other people to grow up with, you know what I'm saying? I mean, Craig Roger Smith hasn't been used that much. Oh, okay, I digress. He kind of has a little bit. No, not as much. I don't think not as bad as other voice actors. Anyways, yeah, Zebra, of course, we don't know because he's not introduced in Season 2. Tina, which is a filler character just made for the anime, they're both pretty good. I think I recognize her from a couple. I don't know, again, I don't know who she is. Battle Wolf has no dialogue. Manson, I think he's Nappa. He sounds like Nappa from DBZ/Dragon Ball Z Kai. I think. I'm not so sure. It sounds like him. I could be wrong, though. He sounds very familiar. He kind of sounds a little bit like Nappa, but I'm not so sure. I know the GT robots, some of them are played by famous ones. I know the dude with the glasses, that's part of the IGE Gourmet Corp. He is, he also plays Mystic in Fairy Tail, and I know him in a couple ones. I think he also played Kagura from One Piece, so he played a lot of them. Some of the voice actors I kind of know, whatever, but not all of them. So, yeah. So there's a lot of brand new voice actors, a little bit of familiar ones, but not that much to keep the time with something new. So, yeah. So there's a little bit of something for everyone. Again, with this series, a little bit something for everyone. There's action, there's comedy. Well, comedy, it's kind of hit and miss. There's not really too much comedy. I mean, there is, But I guess it's only like involved like with Tina when she either gets drunk or like whatever, blah blah blah. There are some comedy moments, but there aren't too many comedy moments. Like I mean, there is, but there's like some of them that do make me laugh though. Some of them do make me laugh when it comes also related to the food puns, but some of them are just yeah, they're okay, you know, ha ha ha, like chuckle. Um, yeah. So, anyways, so that's pretty much about it. What I could compare it to Toriko. Oh, the animation, right? Last thing, the animation, and the music as well. Animation's pretty good. I don't mind the animation at all. The animation is gorgeous. It's beautiful. To me, I like it a lot better than what back then when Fairy Tail was still going. Well, actually, compare this to Fairy Tail, I would say back when this started, Toriko, it definitely improved over Fairy Tail's animation, like a lot, and I mean a lot. However, Fairy Tail has improved on its animation over the years now, especially since we're recently on the Grand Magical Games. I have seen the animation have improved, and so did Toriko. While Toriko may have not looked fantastic at first, it does get a lot better, and there are certain scenes where it looks good. The other scenes that they look kind of like okay. It kind of reminds you of like Dragon Ball Kai, and some of them have those like weird ones where it like moves like really really fast. Like, I don't see that a lot. I know a lot of old One Piece releases used to do that as well. So, I guess maybe it's either the DVD or the format of the video. I don't know, but, you know, whatever. And it sucks that the openings and endings are not dubbed. They're still the Japanese ones. But whatever. It's still cool. So, whatever. I don't care. Oh, yeah, and the OSTs are pretty beast, too. I love the OSTs. They're kind of... They're as good as Fairy Tail. I mean, I don't think it's a beyond Fairy Tail level, but it's still pretty good. I like it. Some tracks are pretty damn good, though. I will give it that. And that's the thing because that and the composer Yashimishu Mashia damn it Takanashi and the composer to Toriko are both close friends as well. They're both pretty much close friends, and they actually know how to make really good epic soundtracks. And Toriko does an epic soundtrack. It's pretty much close, kind of close to Fairy Tail's level. I don't think above Fairy Tail, but close to it. So yeah, I mean, even though some of the sounds are a little bit off here and there with the soundtrack and the DVD, but you know, still whatever. Overall, I say that Toriko, especially part 1, I would say it's pretty good. I would say definitely check it out. It's only like $20, but you can get it pretty much cheaper. I heard it went pretty much more down on Amazon. I got mine for like, thanks to like some credit, I got mine for like $15, so. And you also, if you don't like the anime, that's fine, I can understand. Oh, I forgot to mention the censorship. The censorship to this anime, yeah, I can understand the whole censorship thing. I mean, it's like Fairy Tail, but unlike Fairy Tail, at least you get to see more battle damage, and you do get to see some cuts and bruises here and there, how they do show, even some after effect wounds, like they did with the Battle Wolf, with the hole the Battle Wolf had, during the laser attack from the GT robot. So, yeah. Yeah, I'm just saying. So there are some scenes where they do show some of the after effects of the attacks, like some brutal ones. But Fairy Tail, for some reason, only shows like some battle damage, scratches, and bruises, and that's really some just bruises, like bruised battle damage, and that's technically about it. They don't really show like any serious cuts or whatever. Especially, it's weird because there's one Fairy Tail episode where like Lily Panther gets like blasted like a hole in his chest, and for some reason it kind of looks like they did show blood, but not much. They kind of showed a little bit of the blood, but not that much. I don't know. But Toriko, at least, the punches and all that, they look pretty damn boss. But again, I really wish that the manga version of the whole Ferrari Gator thing would have been good, to see like slicing and then blood and guts going all over. Also, I forgot to mention there's an OVA, which I really wish that could have been included with this. Would be the OVA one where he does it. That would have been pretty beast. But you know, whatever. It's all good. Overall, Toriko is still a very awesome, entertaining anime. It does get on to the serious level because Fairy Tail is pretty much for fun and enjoyment. While with Toriko, it does go hard, it does go deep, especially with character development and whatnot. And it's kind of taken a little bit more seriously than what Fairy Tail is. But comparing, don't get me wrong, I love Fairy Tail as much as, you know, the next person does. But, you know, I'm just saying is all that just goes a little more deeper into the story. So, yeah. And more of a goal, because there's adventure and they also have their own goals. So, yeah, so it works for a shonen, it really does. So, overall, yeah, I think it's totally on par with, you know, One Piece level material. Yeah, so I'll definitely be purchasing part 2, guys, and there'll be an unboxing for that pretty soon as well, when I get part 2. So I totally recommend either buying this, or if you don't feel comfortable with the anime, that's fine. The mangas are out too. I think they're up to like volume 12 or 13 here in the States. And that's a shame too, because I really want to get to the volume where they show Zebra, because Zebra is a beast. Zebra for the win. That's all I'm saying is all. Zebra's awesome. But yeah, whatever. Or just wait until season 2 gets here, whatever. So yeah. Anyways, the manga I think is more recommendable. If you want to see more of the bloodier, gorier shit, then yeah, go read the manga. But overall, it's still a very great anime. Totally worth it. Totally being one of the best up to next to One Piece. And it does relive the name next to Dragon Ball Z and One Piece. It does live up to that, and it improved. I give Toei Animation the big thumbs up approval. And just to warn you, P.S. on the side note, if it makes you hungry, please have food along you with the side, because there are a couple scenes, especially the beginning. The beginning kind of shows more of the whole food portion, or they have that "it has been said," those segments. Yeah, just be warned with that. That it will get you pretty damn hungry. It did for a while. I come prepared. I usually either bring snacks or I have like my lunch or my dinner while I'm watching this, and it fits. I'm eating shit while watching it. Fantastic. It fits. Perfect combination. So yeah, hopefully this is one series that better get on Toonami or on TV. It deserves to get on TV, or hell, even Nicktoons. Shit, if it can't go on Toonami, screw it. At least have it on Nicktoons, since Kai's done. It fits because Kai ended with that, and Toriko aired next, so that could pretty fit with that. So yeah, yeah. So this is Anime Game Freak 89 over and out. See you on the bounce. Peace out. Anime manga fans, keep supporting what you're reading, what you watch, and Tori, go! Yeah, and stay tuned for me buying part 2, and maybe I am going to collect the manga a little bit along the way. Sometime in the future I'll collect the manga as well, and I really should, because I really want to get into more reading the manga. So yeah.